Hello, I just wanted to record a quick video on choosing a domain name for your contractor website. So it's November 2023, it's hunting season here in Michigan. Reference the date because the SEO landscape changes quickly, and if you're watching this a couple years down the road, things will definitely be different. So whether you're a new contractor or you're just getting your website together finally, obviously you're going to need a domain name. Domain name meaning www.mycontractor.com, whatever your company name is. So a lot of people tend to really overcomplicate this, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It's definitely an important topic to think about because it's something that you're going to stick with for a long time. You don't want to change your domain name, because when you change your domain name, you lose the authority and all the hard work that your SEO has built up for that domain name. So the key thing here is don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. The easiest way and most appropriate way to choose your domain name is branding. So, meaning your company name. So, if your company name is Apex Paving and Seal Coating, for example, this is one of our customers. Ideal domain name that we chose and together was apexpaving.net. It's short, it's simple, it's branded, it's not complicated, and it's just straightforward. A bad example, overcomplicating that would be choosing a domain such as Apex Paving Company Austin, Texas.com. That's long, it's complicated, easily people can have a typo and so on. So apexpaving.net, nice and straightforward, branded, good example. Now, often when I talk to clients, I hear, well, we need keywords in our domain. I hear I can rank high on Google with keyword stuffing the domain. In 2023 and for quite some time now, that's not the case. Sure, a long time ago when, Google was, didn't have all their algorithm, in place, it wasn't that sophisticated. Sure, you could rank using something like best paving contractor in Austin, Texas, and you'd get some points in terms of ranking. But it didn't take long for Google to catch on to that and quickly deprioritize that. So don't fall into those myths. Funny side note is I was playing around with AI technology to write a blog post on this, and that was actually one of the points to use keywords, because you'll get some ranking factors. So that's not the case. You'll still hear it from some bad agencies or bad info. It's just not the case. I mean, come on, Google's not that dumb anymore. So there is one caveat to that though, and this will be for a separate video, separate blog post, but it actually can be a benefit to have a keyword in your company name. So if that's the case, if your company name does have a keyword, let's say Dallas Commercial Roofing, that is an actual company name, a customer of ours, and that is their domain, as a variation of that. That makes sense. We'll talk about that in a separate video about choosing a good company name for your contractor business. But don't keyword stuff. Don't make it odd. Don't get all crazy and imaginative with it. It just doesn't make sense. So there's also a question around .com versus .net. So, because contractors, they're a local business, there's contractors in different cities and states that have the same company name. That's sometimes similar in the same city. But let's say your company name is Joe the Plumber, okay? Joe the Plumber, might be in Detroit, might be in Chicago, and so on, different companies. So you may go to find your domain and see that you type in joetheplumber.com is already taken. So one thing to check quickly that you could check for is .net. Is joetheplumber.net available? That is completely acceptable and fine using an alternate domain. It's not going to hurt your rankings or anything like that. If someone mistakenly types in joetheplumber.com and they're in Detroit and a Chicago customer comes up, they're going to realize that's the wrong one. So that's totally acceptable using a .net. Our domain is actually .net as well, contractorweb.net. No problems. Kind of going back to the branding thing, these days a lot of people aren't going to type in the domain directly anyways. So they hear about your company word of mouth, or you run into them, and you tell them about your business. They're not necessarily going to say www.joetheplumber.com. They're probably just going to go to Google search or whatever search engine and type in Joe the Plumber. And if your website is SEO optimized and you have a Google profile, Google My Business profile set up, you're going to pop up at the top. Now, there might be issues with like sponsored ads and things like that, but when they scroll down, there's no reason why your company, if they're in that local area, they type in your company name, that it should come right up. If not, then you have bigger issues to think about. Let's see, anything else? I think if you just stick to those basic things, you're going to be in good shape. In the link in the description, there'll be a link to the blog article on this as well. Also within there'll be a link to where you can check for your domain. You can just type in Google, register a domain or domain search and so on, and you'll get some different websites. We use SiteGround for everything. They're a great hosting company, and that's the link I'll post in the blog article. You can click that. It'll take you directly to something that you can easily type in your domain to see it's available. And that's how you can go about, seeing if it's available and go ahead and register one. Oh, one other thing. As it relates to, with other people having your domain already, like joetheplumber.com, if the .net's taken, or if you prefer just to stick to a .com, whatever floats your fancy there. Another way to approach it would be to add a variation to the company name. So let's say you're in Texas, and your company name's Joe the Plumber. You could add something like Texas or Austin, like a city or something like that, to Joe the Plumber. So joetheplumber.austin.com, or joetheplumbertx.com, whatever it is. You can just add a little extra modifier to the domain, and that way you can keep it branded and relevant and not overcomplicate it, and you're good to go. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. We can help you find that domain name as well, but you should be able to handle this on your own, following a few simple tips like that. Take care.